The phrase average Joe was coined for a reason. Joe's the guy who wears a shirt that says Joe on it. Joe doesn't steal the girl. He's the guy you pal around with, but not since the playoffs. Now Joe's a bachelor from Alabama who changes everything. Joe's a guy who carries New York City on two bad knees and guarantees victory. Joe's not just a name, it's an idea. Fathers expect more from a kid named Joe. That's how big the playoffs are. They took the name Joe and made it Joe. What are Roman numerals? They're Roman. A bunch of X's, V's, and I's. Nobody even uses Roman numerals anymore except for prep school kids and crossword puzzles. But that was before the Super Bowl. Now Roman numerals have a pulse. Mike Jones, XXXIV, Montana, XVI, Bart Starr, I. Now everybody from Russia to Istanbul to Arkansas can count to 37 in Roman numerals. That's how big the Super Bowl is. It took Roman numerals and turned them into Roman numerals. You know what 5 seconds is? It's 5 seconds. You can't do anything in 5 seconds. Change a light bulb, 2 minutes if you're flying. Put your shoes on, 39 seconds at best. But that was in the time, before the playoffs, before 5 seconds became an eternity. Aikman to Irvin, Warner to Bruce, 5 seconds. Now people care more about 5 seconds than their dogs. Giving somebody 5 seconds of your time makes you a better person. That's how big the playoffs are. They took 5 seconds and created 5 seconds.
Kevin Dyson reaches to the goal line. No!
The show is CFL Live. It's the first round of the playoffs, ladies and gentlemen, and I am the commish. Welcome to the show. We're finally here. We're past the regular season to the real season. You know what I'm talking about, the postseason, ladies and gentlemen. Before we get into too much playoff talking, I'm excited about it. I want to, get right into it. We do have some typical business to take care of. We'll keep it short this week. The commission got things to do. It's playoff week around here at TFL Studios, so we got a lot of stuff to get ready for. But let's get right into it. We're going to cover the regular season winner or winners, however you want to see it. We'll talk about a few MVPs of the regular season. You're probably wondering, a lot of you managers out there probably owe some money for free agents, trades, or maybe some money's coming to you for your weekly highest point winners. I'll tell you how you can understand how much you owe. We'll look at the final league standing and obviously get into some playoff reports. We'll talk about the playoff predictor this year, and we'll end with the final playoff power rankings. So let's get into it. The regular season winner, ladies and gentlemen. Again, this is for division winner, first place, and also for most points scored all season. Both of this goes to, and I think this is the second time this has happened, goes to Great Bambino.
The Great Bambino!
Clap it up for you, ladies and gentlemen. That's awesome. Finished the season 9-4 and with 1,520 points. Just food for thought, the next closest team was Wildcats with 1,506. So I know it was a close race coming down to last week between him and Darkside for first place. It looked like he always had probably most points in his sights, although he did put up 160 last week, so that still is a tremendous number to get him to the top. So that's $50 to you, man. That's a good look getting into the playoff week. There's some good karma right there. So talk about some MVPs, some good players putting up the most points at their positions, starting with quarterback. Got to name Carson Wentz, a rookie last year, second year this year, obviously took that leap. He's on Vito Corleone's squad. I don't think he was starting them all season, but still took advantage of most of those points. Then I got to show love to Alex Smith on the Great Bambino squad. I think he acquired him in a trade from Franchise. I think you might be kicking yourself now with Stafford being having to bump something heading into the playoffs, but we'll see how it goes. And I'll go right into the running backs and transition into Todd Gurley, which came from Franchise. He's still on there, and he's doing tremendous numbers this year. I think he's the highest scoring running back. Also got to show love to Alvin Kamara on the Saints and on the Great Bambino squad. So Great Bambino obviously has got a quarterback and running back, and you kind of see why he won the league and put up the most points so far.
The Great Bambino!
Wide receiver, I think there's only one this year, Antonio Brown coming from the dark side. And then we'll talk about 2 tight ends, Travis Kelce, again from the Great Bambino squad, and Gronk, you got to put him in there, although he's suspended this week from Captain Clint's squad, who is not in the playoffs. I think he was the only MVP player on a team that did not make the playoffs. That was Gronk. And then we'll go to kicker, Greg Zuerlein, big whoop from So Fucking Legit, show love there. And defense, Jaguars, again, from Great Bambino. So
The Great Bambino!
Great Bambino, you got four starting spots for the MVPs of the season. Congrats, man. So let's talk about the money. I touched base with Johnny Cash. He didn't want to come into the studios this week. I don't know for what reason. But he is going to let me know how much each owner owes or gets paid out by Johnny Cash. And that will come in a text message sent by me to each of you guys. So be looking out for that next week. And that's that. And we need your money in stat. This is from Johnny Cash. He likes his money in quick. So let's take a look at the final league standings. I know some of you know where you're already at, but see how it broke down, and we'll talk about it a little bit after this. Okay, here we go. All right, there you have it. Great Bambino obviously took the regular season winning with record 9-4 and just scoring more than Vito Corleone. You finished at 9-4 too, man. You just didn't have, unfortunately, enough points, to take first place and with Great Bambino. So,
The Great Bambino!
So you can see how the points broke down. You can see the teams at the bottom consolation bracket. By the way, $25 each to enter the consolation bracket. So there you got it. For teams that didn't make the playoffs, better luck next year. That's really all I can say. And with that, let's take a quick break. We'll get into the playoff talk after this. It's playoff week, ladies and gentlemen.
I'm in the same league with Joe Montana and Ken Anderson.
When your kids join the NFL Super Pro Club, they're in the club that's part of the NFL, and they get a lot of surprises through the year, like the official Super Pro ID card from their favorite team, and this t-shirt transfer, the NFL Trivia Book, decals of their favorite team, newsletters full of inside information, their favorite team's photo, Bengals, Niners, the great NFL Fun Book, Touch Football Booklet, Sideline Saucer, an NFL standings board where members can track their favorite team to the Super Bowl. It's all worth much more than the $6 membership fee. Your kids will love to join. Send name, address, name a favorite team, and a $6 check or money order to Super Pro, Box 9000, Trenton, New Jersey, 08650.
And your kids can be in the same league with us.
The preceding message was furnished by the National Football League.
All right, welcome back. It's playoff week. It's TFL Live. Let's get into it. We're going to try something new this year. I've talked to a lot of my sources, a lot of you fans out there too, and we've developed a software over here at TFL Live called the Playoff Predictor. So we're going to fire it up right now. We're going to take a look at the bracket. We're going to go week by week and see what teams are advancing. We'll come back, discuss it a little bit, and all we can do is see if it really happens. It is a predictor. To what I know, it's been very accurate, over 80% in other benches it does. To what I don't know what those benches were, but these are what the technicians are telling me. So I can only go off of what they're telling me. So let's take a look at it, and we'll be back to discuss. All right. All right, that was very interesting. So what I took out of it, obviously the first round matchups all went to the higher seeds. I don't think too much of a surprise there. I could argue, the 4 or 5 matchup could go either way. I think those teams were pretty much neck and neck for the entire season. You know, of the other matchups, I think they went as planned. The second round, Wildcats and Vito Corleone matchup. That just is crazy to me. If those two meet, I feel like they're never too deep in the playoffs. With one of them advancing to their first Super Bowl, I believe, ever. That's awesome. Obviously, it took the Wildcats. I think they're just putting up points this year. The trade with Vito Corleone at the start of the season, I think, worked out for both teams' favor. A little bit more for Vito. And then we got the Great Bambino versus the Dark Side. Great Bambino absolutely, I wouldn't say demolished him, but put up a number on him the last week of the season to take over sole first place. I think he's still on that hot streak, keeps putting up big numbers. Dark Side, you got a chance, but I think your streak comes to an end in the second round. Again, failing to make the Super Bowl. This is an MO for you. So there you have it. I think it's going to be a 1-3 matchup from the playoff predictor. You know, we didn't call that, obviously, but I gotta lean the Great Bambino. Usually the number 1 team doesn't take it all the way. Wildcats, this could be your year 2, man. We'll see how it goes. With that said, let's take a look at the final Power Rankings Playoff Edition. Be right back.
The Great Bambino!
Back up!
The fool is here. So fucking legit. Franchise. Nike sponsors your team, America's team. EA Sports. Captain Clem. You just got lost. Dixie Rex. Looking like a
All right, there you have the power rankings, ladies and gentlemen. Don't know if the playoffs are going to actually play out like the predictor, but it'll be fun to watch. And that's it. You know, it's been a great year. Again, I want to thank everybody here at the TFL Live staff for putting it together. It's been a great year. We'll definitely be back next year and do it again. We may come with a short update throughout the playoffs, but this is it for the official. I'm the commish. Good luck to all you managers out there in the playoffs, even in the consolation bracket. Big game tonight, first game of the playoff round between the Saints and the Falcons. I know you're getting your Breezes in, your Kamaras in, Ingram if he's playing, Thomas obviously, and Matt Ryan and Julio Jones, big stars. And those are new in there too for the Falcons. All right, baby, it's the commission's playoff week. Let's get it.